Now that Marvel Rivals has been out for a couple days, and that's long enough to hold a very, very strong opinion on it, I think the game is, I've played this much, whatever it says here on the screen, and don't get me wrong, I like it, but it's not as good as a blowjob from an angel like all the beta players made it sound like. When you say it's better than heroin, and it turns out just to be like a puff on the joint, it's kind of a letdown, but it's like a 6.5 out of 10. Just to keep in mind, here's my scale. Down at the 0, we have games like Concord and Valorant, and if you go up to like a 5, we have Apex. My favorite game right now is like a 9 with Deadlock, and like OG Modern Warfare 2 and BO2, that's peak gaming days. Those are 10s. My like 2 seconds overall opinion is the game is just Glass Cannon Simulator. Every character is stupid strong, but has 0 defense. So the winning team simply has more or better healers. That's it. That's the entire game. But let's start with my positives. I really like the character team up function. Depending on your team, you get bonuses. It can do special moves like throwing Wolverine or riding Groot. It makes team comp super intricate and important, adding another layer of depth beyond the typical cookie cutter hero shooter. I think the maps are beautifully designed with lore behind them. You almost feel completely immersed in the Marvel Universe, which I haven't felt since like Infinity War. And when Cap says Avengers Assemble, I pray a little bit. I do feel like some of the endpoints and checkpoints are a little ambiguous, but that's not like a huge deal. The actual function of the game is absolutely fantastic. Queue times, basically non-existent, and the servers work wonderfully. Basically the best functioning game I've seen on release in a long time, and the rank system seems to be pretty normal. No complaints so far. And best of all, it came standard with an avoid teammate option on launch. Oh, and we got some absolute baddies. That never hurts. Now on to the issues.
My power is a gift from Solal the Undying.
There are a few characters that are way too fucking strong. Iron Fist is the god of death incarnate, and if the other team has a good Widow or Hawkeye, the game is unplayable. DPS, they shouldn't be able to easily 1v1 tanks. Scarlet Witch's ult is the most OP thing ever to be in a game at launch. Now remember those team ups I said were kinda cool earlier? Some are actually stupid broken, like Groot and Rocket. They are impossible to murder, having to stack up ults and punch cards of thoughts and prayers, hoping that they take their last breaths. But the most annoying, OP, broken makes the game not fun characters are 100% the healers. If I get thrown off the map by the dumb shark Hitler bitch one more time, I'm buying a handgun and 1 bullet. Plus Luna's ult is like Zen's ult, but it lasts longer. Like my ex told me 6 seconds was a long time. The healers are ridiculously strong to the point where the game feels like 99% dependent on how good your healers are. And I really don't like that healing feels as important as being connected to the internet. I could peek, get hit down to 1 HP by most of the roster in less than a second. If I don't have a healer close, I have to sneak around like Solid Snake to find a health pack or just fucking die. 2 healers is pretty much mandatory to even stand a chance at a fair game, but half of them have abilities that make them and they have as much DPS as the damage characters, so why not just play them? Which leads me to my next point. I go back and forth, but the lack of role queue really puts a lot of trust into randoms to either pick a healer or actually be able to kill something, which they rarely can do. So I think that not even being in ranked is an awful decision. So it's an actual coin toss if you win or lose. My next biggest issue is that you could definitely tell that this is a 2024 TikTok brain game. There's so much on the screen all the time. All the abilities have some crazy aura, making it so hard to see. Plus your HUD in a third-person game, it's insanely messy looking. I feel like I'm on acid pretty much constantly, but the important stuff just isn't there. The player audio and video cues are horrendous. You can barely tell when you're getting shot. You could be getting hit in the side of the head and not even notice. There's no obvious sounds or indicators. Like I was rezzed here, and I thought this was my kill cam. It says revived in teeny tiny little letters. And lastly, something that really grinds my gears about games, I hate when leaderboards won't show you all the stats. Like, how do I know who to yell at? But is this game better than Valorant? Yes, pretty much every game is. Is this better than Overwatch? No, not yet. I do think it will be around for a while, and I'm really excited to see what they do with it. But my conclusion is, should you download it? Hell yeah, it's free. But it's not God's gift to man like people made it sound like. It's aight. Tell me how you guys feel about the game, and should I do more reviews? Let me know.
Who is? That's what kind of moon in. Ain't too much to prove if I'm the boss in every room in. I don't do no capping in my songs, think I'm just too official. I've been down to earth for way too long, I'm in a new dimension.